I gotta tell you about somebody named Nick. Nick is one of my students. Now he's not the most talented agent in the whole entire office, and he'll tell you that. The guy came from California. He has never been in sales before, but here's what I'll tell you. He was not afraid to pick up the phone. Now, Nick, in a 2-week period after implementing what I'm about to show you today, set 9 listing appointments. He set about $7 million in listings in his pipeline in 2 weeks. He didn't do it either by just getting better on the phone. Here's the thing. He did it with a follow-up system. Now, here's the part that nobody wants you to believe. You are not losing listings on the first call. You are losing them after the first call. In the silence, when you don't realize it. Okay? When you talk yourself out of following up because you don't want to look like a desperate agent. Or, well, if they don't convert on the first call, then they're done. Listen. Today I'm going to give you the exact system that Nick used. Why it doesn't feel pushy when you actually do it right, and I'm going to give you the 3 things you can send this week to win back listings that you may have thought you lost. All right, let's get after it. Most agents believe that following up makes them look desperate, right? So they make 1 call, they maybe send 1 text, they may send 1 email. The seller says, we're not ready. And then they go, you know what? That's a lost lead. And they never reach out again. Okay? Because in the back of their head, correct me if I'm wrong, in the back of your head, calling back is begging, calling back is chasing, trying to follow up is being pushy, right? And you swore you did not want to be that pushy salesperson. Look, I get it. I felt the same way and was in your exact shoes. When I first started in real estate, the only team that would take me on was a short sale team. Guys, we called people who did not want to talk to us. We got cussed out daily. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to do was call back somebody, ask them for another appointment, and knowingly they're going to cuss me out twice. So I didn't. I lost deal after deal after deal after deal because I did not want to do that. So let me save you the years of struggle. Okay, mark my words. A seller doesn't say no to you because you followed up too much. A seller says no to you because they forgot about you, or they say yes to somebody else because they stayed in touch better than you did. That's the truth. Guys, the listings, they still get signed. Those homes still sell. It just goes to the agent who is still there when the seller was finally ready. And it didn't go to the agent with the best pitch on day 1. I can promise you that. So write this down. Following up isn't chasing. Following up is serving. The desperation that you're afraid of doesn't come from following up. It comes from actually following up and needing the appointment, needing the business, needing the money, okay? Hey, I'm just checking in. Are you ready yet? That's what's causing you not to follow up, and we're going to fix that today. Okay, here's the numbers. I want to give you some data here, and this might make you a little sick when you hear it, okay? Think NAR said this. It takes somewhere between 6 to 12 touches to actually convert a lead. Okay, 6 to 12. Do you know how many follow-ups the average agent actually does? One, and then they give up. Now I want you to set with this one, okay? Roughly about 80% of real estate deals happen after multiple follow-ups, not on the first conversation, 80%. So most agents, including yourself, are probably fighting over a 1/5 of the business. And then you're walking away from the 80%. Think about what that actually means for you. If you're on the phone, you're going to convert about 20 to 30%. But if you don't follow up, you're leaving 70 to 80% on the table every single month. And the agent down the street that can barely get a sentence out but is following up like crazy, they're not better than you, but they got the business because they stayed in touch and you didn't. That's not a talent problem, guys. That's a system problem. And a system problem is the best kind of problem because you can actually fix those systems, right? Guys, I listed and sold really over 700 for sale by owners in my career. These are people that other agents quit on. Guys, I converted those after follow-up. I want you to listen to me. I didn't win these listings starting out because I was charming. Guys, I was terrible on the phones. I stuttered every single time I got on that phone. I only won those listings at the beginning because I had a system that kept me in front of them long after everybody else quit. Guys, the follow-up is where I won. Trust the process, and it's where you'll actually win too. Now you're probably saying, okay, tell me what system you used. Tell me what system Nick used. Okay, here it is. I call it the FAV. It's a follow-up system and there's 3 parts to it. Okay, you have F, first impression, A, automation top of mind, and V is value through personal touches. FAV, my favorite follow-up system, right? Well, let's start with F, okay? Impression. The first touches after a call will help the seller decide, are you a real human or are you just another salesperson? Okay, so as soon as you hang up with that person or close to, they need to get 3 things, okay? Every lead, every time, no exceptions. If it's a good conversation, they get the first impression. Number 1, they get a text message that thanks them for their time and asks them to save your contact info, okay? Want to also link to your resume. Number 2 is a video email. This is under 30 seconds. This is just your face saying thank you for your time today. This can be an evergreen video that you keep using because I'll tell you, hearing a voice and seeing your face is extra powerful, okay? Number 3 is a handwritten card. This is gonna have your business card in it and a $1 scratch off inside. Okay, the card says this, write it down. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope I'm lucky enough to earn your business. Underline the word lucky and send it off. Now typically I'll use like a brown envelope or something like that so it doesn't look like junk mail, but send that off the same day. This card has converted more sellers than you could probably ever imagine because of how unique it is. Okay, talk about A, automation. This is top of mind awareness. This is the engine. This keeps you in front of everybody without you having to remember to do this all the time. Everybody you know goes into a weekly email. A weekly email has to be read in under 1 minute and you need to have no more than 2 links. Okay, you rotate it every single month like this. First week, deal of the month. Second week, local business of the month. Third week, a client win or a question of the month. In a 4th week, the last one is a local update. Now, this is not a market update, but this is what's going on in the area in the next 30 days. All right, this is not meant to ever sell them. It's just providing value consistently and showing up as the professional in the area. Okay, so when they're ready, guess whose name they remember? Yours, okay? And you got your 3rd one, V, value through personal touches. So this is really what separates you from every other agent, so pay attention. You wanna send something of value each week, okay? I like to send something called a competition watch. This is just showing the sellers what they're competing against on the market, okay? Now, the next thing is the Friday text. This is simply this, hey, it's Austin, happy Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. If you need anything at all, I'm here to serve. That's it. Guys, this little text message has converted more for me and my students than anything else that we do, but it works so well because it's in sync with the first impression and the automation. Okay, now who gets what and how often is probably what you're asking. We have 3 buckets. You got your hot, your warm, and your nurture. Hot is basically already yours. You just got to set a date. Let's put something on the calendar, right? You touch them daily. Now warm leads is where most of your real leads are going. FSBO's expired, right? You touch them weekly. Now nurture, that's the long game. Your circle prospects, you touch them monthly. The same play on all 3, okay? You're not building 3 different machines. You're actually running the same system, just at different speeds, right? Daily, weekly, and monthly. That's it. Which, by the way, I know that's a lot, so I put the whole cadence on a 1-page cheat sheet for you in the description below. It goes through the first impression stacks and the whole follow-up process. So it's called the FAV follow-up cadence. Go ahead and grab it in the description. It's yours, okay? I want you to actually remember this and not forget it. That's why I made it. All right, so let's be realistic for a second. You do not need to build this whole machine in 1 day. You need 3 moves starting right now, okay? First move, pull up every seller that you've talked to in the last 90 days or so. These people who maybe said, not right now, call me back. Every single one of those. Guys, those aren't dead leads. That's probably about 80% of your business just waiting and rotting away. 2 is drop each one of those to a bucket, right? Warm or nurture. Just sorting them out will show you listings that you actually forgot about and you were close to getting. I want you to send the first impression stack to everybody you talk to this week. The text, the video email, the thank you card with the scratch off, all of it, okay? Before you say it, I know it feels old school to do this. That's exactly why it works. Nobody else is doing it and it's super personable. pick your weekly value text and your Friday texts, okay? Them on a repeat reminder every Monday and every Friday. If it's not weekly, then do it monthly. The whole point of a system is that it keeps you dialed in when you have other things going on. It's got to be simple and it's got to be scalable. The principle from Gary Vaynerchuk, it's called jab, jab, hook, right? You give value, give value, give value, give value, give, then you throw the hook. The hook is when you ask for the appointment. Now, most agents will skip straight to the hook and they wonder why they have commission breath. It feels bad, it feels gross, okay? You do that this way, that won't happen to you. You would have earned the appointment. That's what Nick did. He wasn't more talented than all these other agents. He simply just refused to have a good conversation and then just give up on them. When they said they weren't ready, he served them. He stayed in front of them. And in 2 weeks, when he went for the appointment, that became 9 listing appointments with about $7 million in the pipeline. Again, Nick wasn't really a natural. He's still not a natural. But he ran the system so well that it made him a lot of money. So do the work, run the system, and watch it compound for you. Okay, so here's what I want you to take from this video if you don't take anything else. Number 1, you're not losing listings because you're a bad salesman or that you're a salesperson or that you're bad on the phone. Okay, you're losing them because you're simply forgotten about. All right, number 2, following up with commission breath makes you look desperate. But following up with value and service makes you the agent that they trust. That's why it's called a trust cycle. Finally, number 3, run the FAV, the first impression, the automation, and the value. Guys, sort everybody into hot, warm, or nurture leads. Stop letting your business die after the first call. Trust me, you will thank me later. Now, I want to say this before we end. None of this works if you're still trying to push and try to convince and try to get people to list with you the second they pick up. All right, so watch the next video right here where I break down why you can't convince anyone to list with you and what to do instead. Okay, it's conversation that actually earns you the right to follow up in the first place. So go watch it. All right, that's it. God bless, and I will see you on the next one.